ceremony, let me take this opportunity to invite the governor of Siaya County, Governor James Orengo, to make remarks, and then we take the program from there.
Asante. To Eileen Ogola and the family, to the President of the Republic of Kenya, the First Lady, the Deputy President, the Azimio leadership led here by Kalonzo Musyoka and Martha Karua, the Speaker of the National Assembly. Before I say anything, and I think it is important that we say something on this solemn occasion. Allow me, because I saw Dr. Buru Oginga step in, allow me to invite Dr. Buru to come and say something. Dr. Buru.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, and His Excellency, the Deputy President, and the First Lady, and the family of the late General Ogola, and all protocols observed. I stand here on behalf of my family, the family of the late Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, on whom I represent as the chair. Now, the late Ogola here is our maternal uncle, and our mother comes from this village. And therefore, we come here as relatives of Ogola. I also come here to bring condolences of my brother, Jacob Raila Amolo Odinga, who has sent me to come because he is a bit indisposed. He could not come personally, but he has asked me to come and represent him and the family. So I also want to bring condolences of Uhuru Kenyatta, the former President of Kenya, His Excellency, who has also brought his condolences to the family. He is out of the country, but he has asked me to bring his condolences to the family. Now, I would only want to mention one word after saying words of condolences and sympathies to the family. I would just like to say that the death was an accident, but even though it is an accident, in this region we have had many such accidents, and we have also had assassination of leaders from this region. So when such things happen, we are a bit suspicious, not because of anything, but we want to know the truth. We want to know the truth. And I want to ask our uncle, the general's son, not to be impatient with us. it is not because of anything. It is just because once beaten, twice shy. So we are asking for no stones to be left unturned, and let us know the truth of who killed our uncle, General Ogola. He died too soon, and we are a bit shaken by his death. And you people know, we lost Tom Boyer in very tragic circumstances. We lost Ouko in very tragic circumstances. And when we lost Ouko, I was part and parcel of the team of parliament which was investigating the death of Ouko. And I can tell you it was very sad, because the regime at that time managed to convince the family to be very protective and not to allow people to go into details. So young man, please just allow investigators to do their work. Now, with those very, very few remarks, I would once again want to wish that our uncle is rested in peace in heaven, and let the Almighty put him in the best place, and was one of our best sons, one of the best sons from this area. We wish that the Almighty puts his soul in peace, and let his family also rest here, and we shall be with you all the times. Thank you very much.
Ero kamano. Ang'eyo ni kae wan gi jowa mang'eny mobiro. To e jomobiro ka nitie jomoyier mok ber ka alunga jomoko mukanyisogi ni gin kae. Otel ni gi speaker Okode gi members ma county assembly ma Siaya kama untie mondo uchung'ane malo mondo neu. Ero gin kanyo. Mar ariyo, no kwaya ni mondo chungi members of parliament ging'eny kae, to list mondo ga okelna kae pok ayudo. Koro atandi meli akeni in machiegni ka mondo bi.
Oyaure uru joka nyanam. Uruako elo. Yomoruako elo tim nakamai. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya and the Commander of the Defense Forces, Your Excellency, the First Lady, the family of my friend, Mama Eileen, and your wonderful children, Joel and Lorna, the Deputy President, the Speaker of the National Assembly, the Cabinet, Azimio leadership led by Her Excellency Martha Karua and His Excellency Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, and all the protocol observed, members of the clergy led by His Grace, the Archbishop of the Anglican Church of Kenya. I really do not have much to say today, other than to mention my colleagues who have joined us. But before I do that, Your Excellency, allow me to say that many of us in the political circle did not know General Ogola until the day he was made the commander of the Air Force. When the appointment was done, I remember me talking to my colleagues in Parliament and asking ourselves, from where does he come from? Is he from Migori? Is he from Siaya? Because we had heard that there was also a General Ogola from those sides of Migori. Then I was told by my colleagues that actually he comes from your constituency. So I took the journey of finding out who General Ogola was. So I used my contacts from here, and I was given his number, and I reached out to him. So when I reached out to him, within 2 days, gave me an appointment, actually gave me a dinner date. And we had dinner for about 4 hours. Because I wanted to know, this is a very big man. We don't know him. Where has he been? So he told me that actually he has been around serving the country in places, some inside and outside the country. So General Ogola was largely a private person. He was very private, and he did not want people to know him. At that time, I started to work with him closely on some of the development projects in the constituency, and I began to interest him on some of the things we could do. But we will work together with you, but I don't want people to know that I'm the one who's doing all these projects. So there are so many projects which General Ogola did around here, especially in the school that he went to, Nduru Primary School. He came one day and he began to renovate the old school. And when I visited the school, I found workers working and doing everything, but I was expecting the members of the Kenya Defense Forces to be the ones who are working on the school. No, they were not. The people working there were just people he had hired with his own resources. Many a times I was not comfortable with this simplistic approach to life, because I could meet him around here driving in one car, and I would ask him, my brother, the position you hold is very big. As a Luo, you need to be very flamboyant. And Ogola told me that, no, me, I'm a very simple man. I don't need people to know what I'm doing. I wanted to tell you something which we used to do with him. During army recruitments, people would call me and tell me, please talk to General Ogola so that we can get some of our people hired. But I developed a system where I would give people his mobile number, and they would send him messages. I would tell them, send the messages, but don't say I'm the one who has referred you. People who would send him messages would come back to me and tell me, by the way, Mheshimiwa, General Ogola helped us. Our son was hired in the army. So that is how we related with General Ogola. He was a fine man, and Your Excellency, let me say this. When this Boma story came up, I was taken aback, Your Excellency. Because I remember during 2022 campaigns, I reached out to him and told him, General, can you support my campaigns? So he didn't say anything. He invited me to Nairobi to have a meeting with him. I thought I was going to get some money for campaigns. He gave me 2 hours of lecture about the code of conduct of the military. That the military is apolitical. And it means that even his own resources, which he earned from the military, cannot be used for politics. So that's why when this debate that the general was trying to engage in what I would refer to as espionage, I could not believe it. And I want this to go on record that General Ogola, who is seated here, would not be engaged in something like that. I want to give accolades to Your Excellency. Your Excellency, you earned the kudos for being the first commander-in-chief to make a Luo to be the chief of defense forces. That, I give it to you. Your Excellency, there are some positions in this country that Luos will never occupy. If a Luo was in such a position, that would be a miracle. Your Excellency, the Cabinet Secretary for Treasury, that position, a Luo has never held that position. A Luo has never held the position of Principal Secretary, Treasury. Even the Attorney General, we have never seen those positions. So I think, let us remember that General Ogola is the first Luo to sit in that position. And that's why, Your Excellency, when members of my community are expressing their concern about the way the end has come, and let us agree, my friends, the end is smelly. The end is smelly. The end is smelly. It's not as clean as the beginning. We would only ask you, Your Excellency, the way you broke the record of appointing him as the Commander-in-Chief let us get the report about what happened to them, to General Ogola. That is the only thing that we want. We want this thing will give us a closure as his community. And lastly, Jim, I wanted to say that Your Excellency, you together with Raila Amolo Odinga, we were engaged in the process of uniting the country through what we call the NADCO process. My majority leader, the Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah, is here, together with Aaron Cheriot, Senator Aaron Cheriot. They did a wonderful job in bringing us this document. Your Excellency, we want this document to be implemented in totality, because that is the only way for us to assure that the country will achieve unity. Let me add that the Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka, the leader of Azimio, who was part of the team that was developed the NADCO report, we would be interested in seeing that that report is implemented to totality. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry. Now I want to just introduce members of parliament who are here. If I mention your name, please just write up. We have the majority leader in the National Assembly, Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah. We have the Honorable Silvanus Osoro. We have the Honorable Eva Obara. We have the Honorable Christine Ombaka, the Siaya County Women Rep. We have Felix Oduor Jalango, the MP for Langata. We have the Honorable Gideon Ochanda, MP for Bondo. We have the Honorable Mark Nyamita, MP for Uriri. We have the Honorable Jared Okelo, MP for Nyando. We have Elisha Odhiambo. We have James Nyikal. We have the Honorable Martha Wangari, MP for Gilgil. We have the Honorable Mboko Milemba. We have the Honorable Didmas Baraza. We have the Honorable Major Deko, Garissa North, Garissa Township. We have the Honorable Esther Pasaris, Nairobi Women Rep. We have the Honorable Siloya, MP for Sabatia. We have the Honorable Zaid Jianda. We have the Honorable Mutinda Mule. We have the Honorable Geoffrey Ruku. We have the Honorable Tienda Molo, MP Ariada. We have the Honorable, finally we have the Honorable Koyo. And we have my uncle, the former MP for Lagos Songa, the Honorable Edwin Inda, is also in our midst. Thank you, and may God bless you.
Thank you, Honorable Atandi. Now is my pleasure and privilege to call upon Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Senior Counsel, to speak on behalf of the Azimio team.
Thank you. Mheshimiwa Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya William Ruto, ambaye pia ndiye Amri Jeshi Mkuu, and I believe more than anything else you are here in that capacity. Mama Eileen, fellow mourners, I will say one thing, and with your permission I will ask our sister mother to come and deliver the other portion. It has been said that generals don't die, they just fade away. But here we have a case of a general who did not wait to fade away. He crushed, died in office, and that's why as a nation we are gathered here to give him a proper send-off. I associate myself fully with what our brother Senator Oburu has said. Mr. President, this is a straightforward thing. We have heard that a team has been constituted to look into the circumstances under which General Ogola fell. What Kenyans want, Mr. President, is simply to make it public, because then that will allay all these fears. And the matter of General Ogola goes beyond our sister Eileen and our beautiful kids. It's a national thing, for the truth must come out. So I just want to ask my sister to come, and as she comes, I want to say, rest well, a man of great faith, anybody who can read the Bible twice in a year can only be a committed Christian. And this brother here had a secret with his maker. Alikuwa na siri naye Mwokozi Yesu. And that's why he has done things in a very unique manner and has had to be laid to rest and cutting huge costs. And we have full confidence in our defense forces. Please be as neutral as General Ogola was. So, erokamano inya. Father.
Asante. God is good, and all the time. Mheshimiwa Dr. William Ruto na Mama Rachel Ruto, and all protocols observed, I'm here to deliver my condolences and the condolences of the Azimio fraternity who could not be here, to the family of General Ogola, to Mama Eileen, the children, and the entire family. Everything else has been said. I would only like to add, when an accident occurs, it's a security issue. The security concerns which deserve an answer for the nation. And since an inquiry has already been formed, we look forward to a speedy investigations. I salute our fallen general. Fare thee well. May God bless him and his family. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. And I know what you're saying. Gedoluo tomorrow wacho gi Kisungu. Adwaro ni mondo josiaya duto mondo winj wach ma wacho ni wuoyi ma waiko kawuono ni ok en ng'ama inyalo pando. En wuoyi mathuon kendo en ruath. Emomiyo kata kineno liete mang'eny ma ji bedogo, to ok inyal neno ka ji owuok oko kaka ji owuok ni General Ogola. An adwa mitambe mokethre, onge gi marach. Onge gi marach, onge gi marach. An ing'eni abe an gi mach moro kama kosim to idhielo. Adwa wacho ni yani kawuono jomotelo ni nyasi ni gin jolweny, the military of Kenya. Adwa wacho nyim oganda ka ne utimonwa tim maber ka uko wuodwa kaka ukoni. Agonu erokamano. I wanted to say this briefly. How do we mourn our heroes? We have had many heroes. And I was so happy when Joel was speaking here and he made a wonderful speech that your father took you to Jaramogi's mausoleum. Your father took you to where Achengoneko is buried. And I am sure that your father wants you to be part of the history of his people. I want to say this without fear of contradiction. We have mourned many times, and that's why sometimes people mistake us. We have mourned many times. And we have mourned heroes. We mourned Arguing Skodek. We mourned Tom Boyer. We mourned Dr. Uko. We mourned Odhiambo Mbai. And today we are mourning General Ogola. I therefore plead with anybody who is here, you must allow Kenyans to mourn their heroes the way they can. When I was coming here, I followed a different route. The one from Luanda to Wagai. And the whole route was full of people waiting for this gallant son of ours. Many were waiting. I just hope that this time around, we will, with the investigations which are undergoing, will come to the final conclusion and outcome of how this happened. And I was taught in investigations, Your Excellency, I was a lead lawyer in the Uko trial. In the Uko trial, there were many investigators, international, FBI, and Scotland Yard. And the first rule in investigations is that you don't rule anything out. If you want to carry a true investigation, don't leave anything out. So we want to be assured that nothing will be left out so that the truth comes out. The truth comes out. Your Excellency the President, just like Atandi has said, when you retire and think of appointing other positions, you see what he has pointed out, that you think of somebody from this community to be in that position. And this constitution does not say that you must vote for so and so in order to be in government. We want a government based on our constitution, so that when these positions are open, like you did in appointing the chief, you open it to the entire republic. Finally, as General Ogola rests here, I beg you, Your Excellency, that let General Ogola be buried in doubt, and the lingering doubt. And I was in Bomas of Kenya. I was there. I was not an agent, but I managed to go there. The lingering doubt is that there is this allegation that General Ogola went to Bomas to try and change the elections. If you accuse Orengo of me, you can accuse me. I can plead guilty. I know, even when I went there, I was just overpowered. I was just overpowered. But if you accuse Orengo, I think that it would be a reasonable accusation. But General Ogola, the way I know him, and I've gone to see him, even on political issues, and he will tell me, if it is that, wachana nayo. Ata Murkomen told me that when he went to see Murkomen, it was just about development. So Murkomen, iyo uwanja wa ndege, uambie mkubwa, hata mimi nilishamwambia, iyo uwanja ya Gombe, mfanye haraka, tuone ya kwamba huyu jenerali alikuwa anatupenda zaidi na zaidi. Asanteni sana, na Mungu amweke mahali pema peponi.
Thank you, Governor of Siaya. Your Excellency, on behalf of the Ministry of Defense and Kenya Defense Forces, and as a person who worked very closely with General Ogola as a Vice Chief of Defense Forces and as the Chief of Defense Forces, Personally, I have lost a brother. I have lost a colleague. I have lost a member of the Defense Council. I have lost a general who has put the security, the sovereignty, and territorial integrity of our country. His family will confess, Your Excellency, that even Christmas and New Year, General Ogola could sacrifice and tell me troops in deep operations, those outside the country. We were in Kismayu, we were in deep hostile areas. He was a man who was committed to his work. He was a man, because the office of the Minister and the Vice Chief of Defense Forces are the closest officers, Your Excellency. I work with all the Vice Chief of Defense Forces and the Chief of Defense Forces. He was a man of discipline and honor. I don't want to say more because you have interacted with him too. So, Your Excellency, the rank and the leadership of Kenya Defense Forces, we have a lot to learn from General Ogola, our general. The way we will learn and have learned more, Chief of Defense Forces. We want to assure you that we will leave the legacy and the dreams of General Ogola for the safety of our nation, be it in the air, land, and the sea. But Your Excellency, as our Commander-in-Chief, if you allow me, the former Prime Minister yesterday said a statement. And I want to qualify that statement. Because General Ogola was very close to me, particularly when he was the Vice Chief of Defense Forces. And when the whole issue of bombers, 15th of August, was hanging over his head, he even told me, and the family can agree with me, we had conducive discussion, that even he has lost weight, that this thing was disturbing him. And Your Excellency, General Ogola was not, as the Vice Chief of Defense Forces, was not a member of the National Security Committee, which is chaired by the head of public service. So how did the General Ogola went to NSAC and to bombers? And as a Muslim, General Ogola shared with me text messages of his superiors and members of the National Security Committee then. And he asked 3-4 times. First, in the morning when he was going to NSAC, he showed me the message that he was given, go represent me at NSAC, because of a prior other commitment of the person who was supposed to go. When he went to NSAC, General Ogola, and a direction was given to him with other colleagues, with a leader, him as a member, to go to bombers. General Ogola, as a respectable soldier and general, he asked and sent a text message to his bosses and asked, what am I going to do in bombers? And this has happened. And General Ogola was told, it's been decided, you go. And I'm narrating what General Ogola today, he's lying here, this man, told me. When he went to bombers, the then chairman of IBC, he told me, kept them for 5 hours. And the 411 came while he was in bombers, saying the results will be announced at 3. And General Ogola then again sent a text message and saying, now that the result will be announced at 3, as a general, as a soldier, what am I doing here? And he was told, stay with your colleague That text message is there. When His Excellency yesterday said, I had a one-to-one with the General Ogola, he gave me permission to have one-on-one discussion with the General Ogola on a Monday from 7 to 9:30 p.m. in my house. His security, his drivers can confirm. And when he convinced me, because he was a man of God, when he convinced me is when he got an opportunity to relay and talk to the president with those 3 statements at the end of his discussion with the president. Today, I want to confirm that because of what happened to General Ogola, the president as the chairman of the National Security Council, so that for it not to happen again, the president has directed last year that members of the National Security Committee, the IG, the DG NIS, the head of public service, PS Interior, PS Defense, CDF, PS Foreign Affairs, PS Treasury, and the Solicitor General can never again delegate the attendance of that membership to their juniors. Because tomorrow, another member of the National Security Committee will commit the same crime. So Honorable Raila Odinga was very right. Very right. And I came today to qualify his statement that General Ogola, a man he knows, would not have gone to bomb us. And the people who sent him to bomb us, some of them are here. Some of the people who sent him to bomb us, some of the people who sent him to bomb us are known. They are members. So sometimes, the way Joel said, let us not create a false narrative about General Ogola. Your Excellency, allow me again to make another confession as your Minister for Defense. Many of my colleagues ask me, you used to be a vibrant politician, you have changed. I have changed because I went to a different environment. Your Excellency, when General Tonje introduced that gentleman's agreement, there was General Opande, who he recommended to be the next CDF. But he did not. He was not given that chance. Many, the law says that a CDF will serve for 4 years or at the attainment of 62 years, whichever comes first. Your Excellency, this region has produced decorated generals. General Owiti, General Opande, and many others. But because you wanted to change Kenya, you said we must kill ethnicity and regionalism in our country. Your Excellency, and I want to confirm to the nation, there were many people within even our ranks who said General Ogola should not be appointed. But they had only one reason. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate, the reason of 15th of August. They forgot all the other credentials of General Ogola. Your Excellency, you have confirmed to the nation you are not a petty leader. You are not a vengeful leader. You are not a person who will follow what happened, Your Excellency. As your Minister for Defense, you made a deliberate, with a finality, based on the credentials. He was a smart general. He was one of our finest F-15 jet fighter. He has trained everybody here, including the current Air Force commander. He was a man of humility. He could walk to my office and to all the offices. I could walk to his office. Your Excellency, one day he came to me and asked me in the holy month of Ramadan, Minister, can I fast with you for 7 days? Your Excellency, you decided, you directed, and I went and passed the council, the Defense Council, your decision on the 27th of April 2023, the appointment of General Ogola, among others. And on 28, you saw him as your next CDF. He died, you saw him on 28th of April 2023. He died on the 18th of April 2024, 10 days before he made to 1 year. He had good plans, Your Excellency, for the 15th of May this year of our graduation. And he told you the reforms he will introduce, and you will see it, because our team is here. Your Excellency, you'll go into the annals of history as a person who appointed not only General Ogola, not only Raymond Omolo, not only many Kenyans to key security positions, including myself, without regard to ethnicity, to the region they come from, and to how their communities voted in last election. Your Excellency, you will be the one that will make sure that Kenya will be a country that everybody and every community will be proud of. With those many remarks, Your Excellency, let me take this opportunity
Your Excellency, managing coalitions, as you know, is never easy. I need to tell you that I spoke on behalf of Mwangi wa Iria, the party leaders of Usawa, and Mheshimiwa Wajakoya of Roots Party. Thank you.
I forgot to mention the governor as well.
I will. Governors who are present here, I saw Governor Otoma. You are being recognized. We recognize you. We value you, all our senators and other leaders. Your Excellency, with those very many remarks, we, the KDF family and fraternity, have lost a great general. We have who defended our country. We will not let you down as our Commander-in-Chief. It's my humble duty to invite the Speaker of the National Assembly, the Honorable Moses Masika Wetangula.
Your Excellency,